there's such an ease with which you talk about it now. How did you feel about all those changes in how you were working and the way that you were going to work around, I'm going to leave that corporate type role and then set up my own thing? Your mindset, where was that during all of this?
I have this, like, I don't know whether it's stubbornness or like a lack of flexibility in my thinking, but if I have a vision of how something's going to be next, then there isn't really any flexibility, and doesn't feel like there's a huge amount of choice. So when I left my job, I had decided that by Callum's second birthday, I wouldn't work there anymore. And it didn't matter, like, nothing around that mattered. Just that was definitely going to be the case. And then I had decided that by the time they went to school, I would be in a position where it made no sense to me to go and work for someone else. I'd be better off at home. So, and even when I made the change, once I think to myself, oh, I want to teach other people how to do this, it's like it's done, and all I've got to do is get there, rather than I've got any choice in, should I do this, should I do that? Like, there isn't separate pathways. Right. It's clear, that's the one I'm going to walk down.
So it's not like you're in sort of decision paralysis. You are actually, the decision's done. It's more like the actions and then the follow through of how you're going to make it happen.
Yeah, and I think sometimes that works against me. Like when I went, oh, website design, that's the thing that people use to make money. I didn't spend any time researching what would be my other options, but it did get me to a good option for me eventually. So maybe the route was a little bit longer, but it got me to where I needed to be in the end. So yeah, I'm not a big, I don't search for different options and different pathways very much. It just sort of pops into my head and I think, okay, that's what we're doing, that's where we're going.
That's like a really sophisticated tool, because I know for myself and lots of people that I work with, I'm sure you've met this as well, it's often kind of months and months of agonizing over what should I do, and not so much the how should I do it. It's like I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, and that's a lot of the stuff, the mindset work that I'll do. So that's unbelievable.
I do wobble, like after I can be halfway down the path and then be thinking, what was I thinking? But I don't feel like I ever go back. I don't go back. I do waste energy in that wobble space of going, like, I'm not necessarily moving forward in it. I'm just kind of paralyzed a little bit, but not because I'm choosing from other options. So it's like with the taking them out of school. I look at that now and think, if that was such a massive decision, like it was against all convention. I knew one other person that had done it, and I think that massively helped, that we were already friends with one other family that had left the school and chosen to home ed, but that was one person in the world that I knew had chosen this. And I look now and think that should have been really like angst ridden. I should have spent a lot of time deciding whether that was the right thing for our family, but there was just like a knowing of, oh, we're going to do this. Don't know if it's going to be this year or next year or when, but it's definitely going to happen. And then the timing just made itself known quite naturally.
But I love that, because actually there was just a knowing. It's the intuition part, the gut part, this is whatever that is, if that's you as a human, as a mother, as a pet, whatever. It's like, no, this is exactly what we'll be doing. There's something really beautiful about that, and again, easeful.
Yeah, it's not much head work goes into it.
Don't overthink it.